I've been told there are crazy drivers in Florida. However, we will not be talking about that on Comic Book Canon. That's right. It's just a little Easter egg for some people out there. You know, we have millions of fans here on Comic Book Canon, and I'm just throwing it out to the people. Here we are on a Sunday night in late summer. The dog days of summer are here, as you can tell by my good friend, partner in crime, and co-host of the Canon, Joseph. You can definitely tell it's the dog days of summer because you got your tank top on, right?
Yeah, I guess so. That's not where I'm wearing it.
Yeah. It looks good. It looks. Well, tell everybody why you're wearing it first off. We have some things to do here.
I got a new tattoo today, and it's if I wore a short sleeve shirt, the sleeve would be touching it and rubbing it and stuff. So I'm wearing the tank today.
You know what? It looks good. You've been working out. We can all tell. Okay. Another thing. I'm typing something. Another thing is we posted in the chat. We want your answer to this actually, because how did I didn't spell it right. Can you believe that?
That's not.
I spelled sauce wrong. Like what? Like seriously?
You spelled sauce wrong. You spelled sriracha right and not.
Yeah.
Sauce?
Anyways, okay. So Joe and I have had a bit of a this discussion, disagreement. We want to know from you in the chat, is sriracha hot sauce? Please let us know. While you're thinking about that, while you're marinating in it, get it? It's kind of, because I guess you don't marinate in hot sauce. Anyways, while you're thinking about that, just want to mention, I do believe Chris is going to be showing up today. He's been very busy. He has made it known to us that he will be on the show. Also, we'll have Chet coming in at some point. Oh, hold on. He wants to say hello.
Ugh.
Wonderful. What a wonderful. Okay. Chet.
Well. Look who decided to say hello to the person who clearly deserves to be a co-host more than anyone else on this show.
Good way to start the show on a positive note right there. I think. Anyways, so we have Chet, obviously, with his new comic book day picks of the week, but also back that Comic Fest was yesterday. Chet will have his review of the outstanding event that happened yesterday in your backyard there, Joe. So that should be exciting. Am I right?
Wait, you say Chet's gonna have I'm gonna have the review of Back That Comic Fest.
No. Chet attended back. You got to pay more attention to the people that come here into your house, by the way.
Wait, hold on a second. You were saying that Chet came to Back That Comic Fest?
Yes, that's a fact.
I do not believe that to be a fact.
Well, we'll find out in a little bit when we show that little review there. So just hang tight, because I assure you, Chet did make it into your onto your property. As a matter of fact, what else do we have? We have we got some semifinalists. We'll have finalists for our August book of the month from Spider Dude and EGS. I don't know. It's just kind of like slowing down now that summer is ending. Everything feels like it's in slow motion. I don't know why it's in this. Yeah, it's the dog days of summer. So we're just going to chill out, have a good time, talk about comics, and do what we do on a normal basis. So with that being said, we always start the show off with news, and it's no different this week. Why don't you kick it off, Joe?
Yeah, so this was an interesting one. It basically is a reinvigorated news story, a rebirth, if you will, of an older news story, and that is that Taylor Swift is going to be playing Dazzler in the MCU. Now, this has not been 100% confirmed, but there are reputable sources that are reporting on it. This time around, now this rumor has been around for a couple years at this point, but this time around, they are actually linking her to a movie, specifically Deadpool #3. If you want my opinion on it, yes. As part of like this multiverse movie, it would be cool to see these characters that have been rumored over the years showing up. You know, Channing Tatum as Gambit, which was supposed to happen but didn't. These characters that haven't played these parts for 20 years, like Ben Affleck and Jennifer Gardner, and this rumor from many moons ago of Taylor Swift playing Dazzler. But at the same time, she is literally on a 2-year-long world tour right now. My wife has tickets for one of her shows on this tour, and that show happens in October of 2024. So not this coming October, next October. So I don't know if she's going to be taking the time out to do something like that. Maybe I'm wrong and she's going to be in it. I don't think it's going to happen, but I certainly hope we get a Dazzler because Alison Blair's such a cool character. And I do like the idea of having a current pop star play the role because it just really fits. You know, that was the whole thing at the time. You know, it was actually, the character was actually commissioned by, I forget what record label, RVC or something like that. There was basically a marketing tool for them to, you know, get some interest in their record label through the comic books. And, you know, she was a disco star at the time because in, you know, the late 70s, that was the cool thing. Thank goodness it's not anymore. We can deal with like normal people pop music. But yeah, you know, I think it would be really cool to actually tie it in with a real life pop star. We know Lady Gaga is a phenomenal actor and she's already taking on a comic book related role next year. Who knows? Maybe that'll happen. We'll see.
I'm all about this casting. I think it'd be fun because that's what Deadpool is. These movies have been fun.
Sure,
you can't take them seriously.
Yeah, and D&T Comics said, you know, don't like Taylor Swift or her music. I don't either. My wife is obsessed with Taylor Swift, and I honestly I can't get into it whatsoever. But you know, it might be cool. Like it might be a cool, funny thing. You know, she's obviously a very talented performer. You know, a lot of those top tier musical performers have acting chops as well, because, you know, there's an element of that on stage. So, you know, I could see it being good and funny and enjoyable. So, you know, despite not liking her music, I think it'd be cool.
The only problem I would have with it is if it's distracting in the film. And I don't think it's going to be, she's going to play a major part. I think she'll be on screen for less than a minute, to be honest with you, if this happens, because she's super busy. They need to schedule time to actually get her in a studio or on set, wherever, shoot this part that may not even make it into the movie too, by the way. And that's even if this rumor is true. So everybody just chill out. I see a lot of, people are taking one side or the other. It'll be a good thing anyways. But by the way, Jordan Norrie was just cast in Deadpool 3 as Silver Surfer. Congratulations, Jordan Norrie.
Yeah.
He should be in the Thunderbolts film. However, but anyways, why don't we move on to the next news piece, shall we? No pressure. You're thinking about it. You don't have to if you don't want to.
I would like to. Unfortunately, this is some negative news. The rest of the news we're going to have is pretty negative news. This one is related to the pricing of comic books, as we've seen over the last, honestly, forever, because comic book prices obviously have been rising since the 10-cent days of the platinum and golden age, up to 12 in the silver, 15 late silver, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and beyond in bronze, and they've just kept going up. The recent announcement we've had is that all Marvel books will be $5 cover price. Now, previously, they've been all $4 with a lot of 5s and 6s for, thick books and double size and stuff like that. But now all of them minimally $5 cover price. DC has kind of been there for, I guess they haven't had all of their books at $5 cover price, but a lot of them have been. Image still holding on to that $3.99. Shout out to them. Or sorry, $2.99. A lot of their books are $3 still. Todd McFarlane said, I don't need your extra, I could raise it $1 and make an extra $1 million. I don't need that. I'd rather keep it low, which, that's awesome for him. I wish I could get to a point where I don't need $1 million, but that's the point. We're talking about Marvel here. They're raising the price of all their books. So, realistically, probably going to cause some loss of sales. Realistically, if someone, especially, I don't think the people that buy 1 or 2 books a week, 3 books a week, I don't think it really is going to affect them. But the people who buy 10 books a week, you're paying an extra $10 at that point. You might cut a book or two, even $5 a book. You may cut a book. You might stay within your budget and grab one less book. So yeah, that's something to think about for them.
I want to understand the justification in this price change in terms of like equating to the price of paper in the past few decades.
Sure.
Because it's either less demand for these books, need to raise the price to make more money, or it's becoming more expensive to produce these books because it's not just price of paper, it's also the artists, it's the editors, it's the writers, everything involved with a company like this. But my God, I don't want to sound like a grumpy old man, but I thought it would be like this forever, where the books would be 75 cents an issue. Like, it was awesome when I bought 4 books for $3. I was just blown away. Then they moved it up to $1. I'm like, but like now it's like $5 a book is like I guess you could call them funny magazines, what have you, but I don't like it. I do want to hear the justification. Granted, they're not going to give us probably the full reason why, other than maybe making Disney happy or shareholders happy. I don't know. I can go on about this. I'm sure everybody else here can go on about it, but I guarantee you not one person likes this, by the way.
Sure. Yeah. And I'll say the one thing, that Popa Chilitown, I'm going to use a term that I don't know if he made this up, but he's the only person I've ever heard using this term. He calls it trade waiting, which is waiting until it comes out in trade paperback.
Oh yeah.
And I can see that happening a lot more. Wanting trade paperbacks typically have 6 books, so if you're saving $6, maybe it's worth trade waiting. Actually, you're saving more than that because you're not buying the individual books. But I'm a purist. And it's hard for me to go trade paperback. Oh yeah,
but
I prefer floppies as well.
So I don't know. Anyways, that's something we're all going to have to contend with or deal with. Granted, I do Marvel Unlimited, unless it's like a collectible I'm getting in terms of a book. Or specking on something or what have you. I just read them mostly in Marvel Unlimited. Yeah. However, I do purchase like Star Wars books. I love getting Star Wars books and Spider-Man, etc. So, anyways, we're all going to be affected by this. But all right. And moving on to our final story of the week. It is a very unfortunate story because it just seems like time cut too short here. So take it away.
Yeah. Just a couple months ago, we mourned the loss of Kevin Conroy, the definitive Batman. Really, just the best, and not only that, but just like he's a great member of the community. He was always at cons. He was always signing all that stuff, and we. This past, actually, literally, I think it was yesterday, lost Arlene Sorkin, who was the original voice and a long-term voice of Harley Quinn. She voiced the character starting off with the character's first appearance in the animated series, because Harley was not a character that was in the comics first. So she really, just like a character is forged by the writer and the artist in the comics, here it's the writer, the animator, and the voice actor in this case on the animated series. And she made Harley who she is, and that character, I'm going to quote Pope again, as because he spoke about this morning on his sermon, is that this is a character that has transcended comic books. By a long shot. He compared her to Clayface, who's been around for 70 years and who has, not nearly as much of a mainstream presence as Harley Quinn, who's only been around for, 30 years at this point. This is such a major, major character that is going to live on far beyond Arlene Sorkin's life and far on beyond all of our lives. She will be missed. She was only 67. I'm not sure if she was sick or something, but yeah, definitely some terrible news on that front, especially so recent to Kevin Conroy's passing.
Yeah, for sure. Again, you basically said it all. She made her mark on this character, especially, and like literally, she's like just like Conroy. She's the definitive Harley Quinn. So, rest in peace. You definitely made your mark in this world. So that is definitely sad news, and unfortunately, we're going to end the news on that point right there. But no easy way to segue out other than doing this. We're giving you guys all an opportunity here. Throughout the whole show, please let us know if sriracha is hot sauce. Joe and I have a disagreement. Hopefully, we'll get to some answers here because this is I don't know where Joe is coming from. And Joe, you could probably say the same thing about me.
I think you're crazy.
No. Okay. Well, guys, we'll give you guys our thoughts at the end of the show, but we'll keep this going here. Also, what else? I had something else to say before we move on. Oh, you know what else I had to say before we give shout outs to everybody here? Want to remind you all to subscribe. Want to remind you all to like this video because we truly appreciate it. Also, we have a segment and it's called Ask Joe, and it is coming up next, right after we give you all shout outs. So please give us your questions for Ask Joe, and we will answer them. Because it's called, remember what it's called? Ask Joe, I can't remember what this was. Ask
Joe, comic book canon, and Jeff will answer. Will also, what is the N?
Two.
I don't know. Jeff will
also, I can't remember. We're going to have to go back to that show. Anyways, so let's give you all a shout out. How about it? Don Gustavo, Sleepy Slots. I have an idea. I think I know who that is. Jordan Nori. Oh, yes. Mikey Sutton did pass away. Rest in peace, Mikey Sutton. Where's the rest of your shirt? Pope of Chili Town. We love you, Mike. Good. That was a very good question. We'll get to that in a second. We have Kate. Are they cutting the number of titles?
I have no news about that. I mean, I wouldn't think they're cutting any titles other than, the ones that are, limited series or up for cutting and starting a new title or whatever. I'll tell you this. I'm subbed to 3 Marvel. It'll be 4 Marvel books, which is the most I've ever been subbed to.
What's the 4th one coming up? Just curious.
Spider-Boy.
Oh, yeah. We both said that we're interested in Spider-Boy, so I have no qualms.
I'm the Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Boy, Red Goblin, and Ghost Rider.
That's right, the Red Goblin. Yeah, the Ghost Rider book looks pretty good too. All right, I have to get Chris the link. What do you know? He did not get the link, so I'm going to be sending that to him right now. Joe, give it a talk. Say what's up to people, please.
Well, why don't I take this opportunity to talk about Back to Comic Fest? Because it was awesome. I had such a great time. Not just myself. I have most of the real estate because it's at my house. But Pope of Chili Town had a table. Bricks Co-Comics, who you may know as Bond, Paul Bond. He had a table as well, and Collecting Dude. And James from Mindhunter Comics had to show up late and leave early, but still not only brought a table for himself with some books to sell, but also brought donuts for everyone. So shout out to him.
That was very nice. Nice. And by the way, you didn't even know that Chet was there to review the Back Comic Fest.
I'm pretty sure Chet was not there. But
and Jordan Dory in the chat, how do you not notice Chet on your property? Good question. We'll find out, actually, I guess. But before we do that, before we continue to give you all shout outs, let's bring in our good friend, our partner in crime, our co-host of the show, Christopher! We told you he'd be here. He's just late because I didn't get him the link.
Yeah, we're going to blame it on Jeff for not sending me the link and not for the fact that I was just already late because I was doing something else. So
no, you could have told, dude, come on. I get all the hate here. But you joined perfect time. Everybody's going to put their Ask Joe CBC question in. We're saying hello to some people like Caleb Leland. Yo, Chris. We got Dr. Plague. Guess who's back again? Who else? We got Nukes Comics. What's good, CBC fam? We got Alicia Jardine and her daughter Zoe in the house. We got, who else do we have? We have. Scrolling, lots of, C to the G. Marvel Studios going for that Swifty money. You're damn straight they are. Come on. Who wouldn't? Phil Ailing we have in the house. We got Comic Cap Collectibles here. We got, who else do we have? We got lots of people. Again, guys, we got Raising Elm Comics, Brixco Comics, Suns Out, Guns Out, Joe.
I got two things to say after we say hello to everyone.
Sure, you're entitled. But before you do, we have one thing to say. Actually, a question for you. We got Spider Dude, who is also a co-sponsor of Fresh from the Comic Shop. And I think I said Jordan Ori, but we'll just say it again. Chris, before you give whatever you're about to say, think about this. Okay? It's a big question. Big disagreement between Joe and I.
Yes.
Look on the screen. What does it say? Feel free to answer because you were not part of the discussion. Joe and I have not shown our cards, which side we lean on, but we are on opposite sides of the spectrum.
This is a trick question.
No, Joe, tell him there's no tricks here.
It's not a trick question.
It is. Well, I mean, if you're making it a trick question, go for it.
So, okay. So, first off, sriracha comes in different forms because there are sriracha hot sauces and then there's sriracha mayonnaises. So you have to add that proper context first and foremost.
You're making this too complicated.
Wait, hold on a second. Sriracha mayonnaise is a mixture of sriracha and mayonnaise.
Okay. So we're not talking about the mayonnaise.
No, we're talking about you get it. You ask the waiter or whatever at a restaurant, like, do you have any sriracha? Would you consider that hot sauce, or do you consider that its own thing?
So, well, I would still consider it. And I'm not even being stereotypical. I mean, it's really cultural as well. So I would absolutely consider it a hot sauce based on really cultural. I don't want to. What's the proper word? Cultural availability, so to say, or so depending on where you're at in the world. Now we're in America, so we got all the different kind of hot sauce in one aisle on the shelf, all lined up. So you might, when it comes to us being spoiled on what we have, you might get people saying that ain't hot sauce because it's not, but it is. If I'm going to certain parts of the world, I'm not going to be asking them for what's the brand that I have in my
Tabasco.
Cholula.
I mean, well, there you go, Tabasco sauce. So yeah, I'm going to consider a hot sauce. Now consider this too. Even hot sauces have mild hot sauces, so you can't even argue about the strength of the heat because that's a whole other thing too.
All right, listen, we're not going to go into too much of dissecting this. That was a good answer, Chris. You gave your side of things. Joe and I are going to give our side because we started this at the beginning. We want to hear what you all think in the comments. Is sriracha hot sauce? Now, Chris, you had some things you wanted to say.
Yes. So
that was your time.
I don't know if you guys have said this. Did we give a birthday shout out today yet to somebody in the chat?
We did.
Not yet.
I know who it is.
Me too. We will when it comes to Fresh from the Comic Shop, but we can do it now. Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it. It's never too early.
Big shout out to Raising Elm, celebrating his birthday today. So
21 years old.
Yep.
Fantastic.
So, that was one thing. I just wanted to make sure we acknowledge.
Happy birthday to Justin, aka Raising Elm. We are going to I do believe he had some sort of, his wife is going to surprise him with the gift, so we'll get into that soon. And then Luis Mendoza is in the house. What's up? All right, so now is the time. We didn't get many Ask Joe questions.
I wanted to ask you guys one more question. I want to ask you guys a question before.
Go for it. It's your show.
So, did you guys, because I was late because of Jeff, it wasn't my own fault. Did you guys the Marvel price increase?
We did.
We did. Your thoughts, go for it.
Man, darn it. Yeah. Well, I really needed to be here for that. I mean, I don't want to rehash everything. I will say that, I have my theories on it. I don't like it as a collector. you know, I think price point has definitely been an issue, but I know why they're doing it. And as a business move, I know why they're doing it. And it really boils down to variance. I'm going to say that. And I'm going to be doing my own live show soon, probably talking about this because I think it's big. I also think that Marvel, just like DC, I don't even think that they even see this as necessarily like a long-term move. And I'm not saying that they're going to eliminate the increase and drop down the prices again, but I definitely think it's something that they're like, we could cash in on this right now because we have other things going for us. Because I saw a forum today talking about like, well, you know, what if everything, you know, this is going to ruin the hobby. You know, we should just go to trade paperbacks and all this stuff. They will never go to trade paperbacks because the thing that's keeping the hobby alive right now in terms of the primary market are variants. They will never get rid of the floppy in this market because variants are holding the market up. So why not try to milk these sales that are dipping, you know, on cover A's and on all these titles? Milk it. You know what? Get an extra dollar on top of it because those 30 variants that everyone complains about are going to keep selling because they're bringing in the majority of the primary market. But I'm not saying I'm okay with it.
No, I know you're not okay with it. And I'm looking forward to you going into more detail on your show, on your segment that you'll be, I guess, shooting soon. But yeah, but again, nobody's happy about it. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
But we are happy because we are going to do a segment that we do each and every week. Chris, please join us because you have been practicing. Thanks for that. Good job with the swig of water there. Ready? Here we go, guys. On one.
Hold on.
Okay. Keep warm.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Here we go.
Ready? A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Ask Joe! Chris, you're shredding on that guitar. That's right, everybody. It is time to ask Joe. But we don't have any Ask Joe questions, actually. Constantino Larada. Boys, ciao. Okay. We do have some. We have. Here's one. Couldn't the addition of Chet account for the deck structural integrity?
Yeah. So we actually, this is kind of fun.
By the way, let me get Chris up to speed here. Chris, not sure if you know this, but Chet did a review of Back Deck Comic Fest, and Joe had no idea he was there. So we're going to be rolling in that review in a hot second. But yeah.
Yeah, no, he
Please.
was not there. Anyway, yeah, there was a funny little mishap where I guess one of the boards of my deck had like
Not funny.
rotted or whatever. It was just not structurally sound. And it just so happens that the legs of one of my tables was on it, and there was, 8 long boxes on that table.
Oh, Jesus.
And then just at one point, we just heard, thump, and the leg just went right through the board. And fortunately, the way that it happened, it was up against the railing. So the railing kept all the long boxes on the table.
Wow.
So nothing fell off the table. The
Incredible.
Yeah, it just sunk down in one corner, and everyone kind of ran over and grabbed some boxes off. We pulled the table up, and we moved it 2 inches over, and it was fine the rest of the day. So I might come next spring, I think I'm gonna have a deck specialist, a deckologist, I think that's what they're called, come on over and take a look and make sure that everything is okay to hold that much weight. But yeah, we'll see.
Not quite sure about that. We have another question here from Popachili Town, actually. Where's the rest of your shirt?
It's literally this is it. I'm sorry.
Okay. So it's stylistic, right? We got Chaos and Comics in the house saying something is funny. Howdy, and something's funny. Howdy to you. Thank you for joining us. Again, hey guys, we need, Ask Joe. This is all about you all. By the way, Constantino Larada just watched your recent video in your comic room. Chris. So
Yeah, Chris, I saw that video. I haven't watched it yet. I put it on my my playlist. So once I get into some videos this week, it'll pop up. But I'm excited to see that because I have a very disorganized comic room, so I like to see other people's that are way more.
You know,
organized
I didn't really clean at all. I had a couple of boxes that I like, empty boxes that I took out. That was it. I didn't vacuum. I didn't dust. I didn't rearrange anything. I was like, screw it. I'm just doing it.
you know what? That's the best way too. By the way, here's a question for Joe: Is Comic Book Canon nominated for one of those awards? Can I answer this?
Mm-hmm.
We're nominated for all the awards.
We're too well, but they declined because we're too big for that. 26 million people are watching right now at this moment, and we're too big for something like that. These are for up and coming YouTubers. So, But by the way, be sure to subscribe and like our videos because we really appreciate that. But yeah, we're too big for that. Thank you for the question right there. We may need to shut this segment down in record time for Ask Joe.
That's fine. We can move on. We have Chris here today, so we have some props or flops to attend to.
We actually do not. We're collecting those for next week.
Never mind. We don't have any props or flops.
We talked about this. It's the dog days of summer.
I have props or flops.
Like trudging along. You know, getting there.
I got two props or flops that we can do.
Oh, we did. Okay, let's do it.
I know. So I didn't. I know you don't have images, but can we do it without images?
Yeah, we can pull it up on the old cellular telephones.
Okay.
Is that how we do it?
Cellular telephone, yeah.
As you can see, this is a very professionally run show. We're very on top of things.
Always
months and months in advance for these shows. We do a rehearsal every Thursday at 3 p.m. after tea time. It's we have our thing going.
And we also talk about our feelings towards each other, which is usually wonderful group therapy. So Chris,
therapist. Yes.
Please let me know who I should pull up. Or you're gonna pull it up. Okay, go for it.
I got it. You guys can pull it up too. Well, you know, our good man, Ken. If Ken's hanging out today, Ken Heights, Ken. He's been keeping this segment going, guys, because you know, and I know I haven't been here every week consistently as of late, trying to, you know, change that, but we've been getting very few selections. We do have somebody else that submitted for props or flops. I forget who they were, but thank you so much. We will do your submission next week. But we got two from Ken. He's been waiting for a while to get these done. Now, remember, guys, do we got the image, Jeff, at least to, yeah, there we go, with our best friend, Mr. Poole. Remember, guys, props or flops, upload any comic to Instagram. Use the hashtag props or flops because hashtags suck. Tell us why the book is interesting you right now, whether as a book that you recently purchased or a book that you're looking to purchase. Now, remember that. We will break down the market live here from an investment standpoint. Remember this, guys. This is not, I bought this book because I love it. We want to break this down for investment reasons. Is this something that is going to increase your return on investment, short term, long term, etc., etc.? So, with those things being known, please keep submitting, guys. And, you know, Jeff and Joe, we talked about this before. If you guys submit for props and flops and you feel like it's something that you just picked up for investment reasons, add the hashtag props or flops and we can double dip because we don't mind double dipping.
No, we do not. Not at all. And there's so many entendres we could. Anyways. So Chris, what you're going to do is you're going to pull up the image. I will read it off if you want what Ken says, and then you'll kind of dissect it. Does that sound good?
Okay. Let's do a favorite book of mine.
Show me the image. Yeah, you just need to show up the image.
Yep. ASM 194, First Black Cat.
Here we go. Props or flops. Just got this. The Amazing Spider-Man 194 newsstand edition. First appearance of Black Cat. Saturday from the Arcade Comics for 30% off. So I ended up paying $105.70. It is fine to very fine. And then That's what I have. That's what he has.
All right, yeah, 105. So I do see the price tag for 150 on it. Ended up paying 105. So they said it was a fine to very fine. Is that correct?
Yep.
That is, yes, in the description.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the book and I know it's in a bag, but so Ken, awesome book. I would, even from what I see, because we know that pictures don't show everything, I would not have graded this a fine, very fine at all. I definitely think it's a bit lower. I see way too much spine ticks and color rub along that spine alone, let alone some blending of the corners and some more creases. I see a color breaking to the top there. That's about a 1-inch color breaking crease. And again, this is just the cover. So, I mean, if, you know, and then there also looks to be a huge, wow. I don't know if you guys could see this, but right there, do you guys see that?
Yeah, you definitely see that.
Look at that. I mean, that right there. I wouldn't put this book past a very fine, just from what I'm looking. I mean, which would be a 4.0. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. VG. Very good 4.0. So, but we're gonna break this down. I mean, he got 30% off of the price. It's an awesome book that is going to continue to increase in value, no matter the grade. This character has, you know, Black Cat is a great character that has potential as well, showing up in live action. You know what Sony would do with that? That's kind of scary. But we are going to look at these numbers here. In recent sales, I do have this pulled up. But for some reason, my oh my god, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second, guys, because it logged me out.
I got the data right here if you need it. On cover price.
I had it, but it booted me. By the way, Cover Price updated their search engine. You have to do the number sign, you know, like the sign.
It's annoying.
Very strange, but I will say, once you enter it in, though, how it populates is much better. But isn't it strange, Joe, having to put the pound sign in there?
Yeah, it's I'm still getting used to it. Maybe I'll like it better once I'm used to it. But holy moly, it's taken a while.
Okay, guys, so check this out. We're looking at raw sales, and if we're looking at the range that I'm putting this book in, the most recent sales sold for $180. This is the 3.0 to 4.5 range. Now, remember, when Cover Price collects their raw data, they're basing it on what the eBay seller is listing it as. They're basing it on what my comic shop is listing it as, et cetera, et cetera. So again, you know, those are just estimates, just like where Ken bought this from. You know, it doesn't mean that the grade is right, but what's the truth in raw grading? More often than not, people will overgrade. Okay. So to see that the average rolling fair market value for a 3.0 to 4.5 is still sitting at 177. Now, you do have a recent fine book in the 5.0 to 6.5 range selling for 115, which is a little bit low, but still the average is sitting at 188. And then we could go over to graded books. Now, if Ken sends this in and he gets it graded in a 4.0, it's still selling for around 160. Now, this is the thing, though, that we have to really pay attention to right now. Graded books, the premium for graded books have been dipping off over the last 9 months. And it's an interesting phenomenon. So again, let's look at this. The very good range for raw is still sitting in the $170 range. But for a 4.0 graded range, 158.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
But look at this. But a recent 5.0 sold for 300. But again, outliers. I mean, it's the graded market right now is really crazy, guys. But Ken, you know, overall, paying $105 for this book, even if that fine, very fine grade was way off, even if it is even just a 4.0 or even maybe a very fine minus, like paying $105 for this book is still a props to me all day long.
Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, so
By the
I'm
way,
actually,
It's unanimous here. Everybody's saying props. Please let us know in the comments what you guys think too.
Yeah,
That's how this
yeah,
props or flops segment work.
first things first, props for a bunch of reasons. Now, I'll give a little bit of personal experience as a comic book seller. I have this book currently in my inventory, and I put it up in my claim sale 3 hours ago. And I have a copy that it's raw. It's a little bit nicer than this one. I have it at a 5.5. So, probably similar to this book without as much, without that big crease and without quite as much the damage, but it's mid-grade. It's 5.5. I have it, I think, listed at $225, and someone offered me $180 today, and I said no to $180. I think this book is great. So to get a book even in a slightly lower grade for basically 100 flat, 100 plus tax essentially, that is it's a must. It's a must. I'll tell you, I would be buying every mid-grade copy of this book for $105 that I found. Even if I would just be sticking them in a box and hoarding them, because this is a character who has never been utilized in live action to the fullest extent. Probably the most major character in all of Spider-Man that has not been utilized in live action. Again, there was a Felicia Hardy, but
not Black Cat.
but not a Black Cat. I can't think, like, Hobgoblin is probably the second, and like that's close, but yeah, like, I can't imagine this character not being utilized in this next Tom Holland trilogy that we're getting, or whatever it may be. I think it's actually perfect considering MJ forgets him. It's a perfect opportunity to do a love interest / villainous / anti-hero, whatever they decide to do with her. So, not just for just the price point. Honestly, if you'd bought this book for $150, the price that was listed on it without that discount, I'd still be giving this book props at that price.
For sure.
I think
for sure.
Even if that is around what it's worth right now, $150 market, this is a props book, because I think the long-term value of this book is really tremendous.
Yeah, it's props all around for all of us, for everybody in the chat. Nobody's giving it a flops. Even Ken has given it his own book. So I just want to make sure it's known. But Mark Leonard wants to get in a fight. Black Cat and Spidey is just Catwoman, Batman, recycle fight. There's no need to fight. Yeah, sure. Great. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. Well, we appreciate your input, Mark. All the time. Whoa! Dan De La Torre, I'm attending a celebration of life ceremony. Just wanted to say hi, and I'll catch the rewind. Thank you, Dan, for joining us. Please spend that time with your family. We love you. You love your family. We love your family. So,
did you have?
But he does want to put this. I have a standard in my collection. My guideline is a copy of Iron Fist 14. First Sabretooth I bought for $200, plus every other book has to measure up to that comic. It was I don't know. Okay. Oh shoot, that's not, I thought that was Dan De La Torre. Never mind. That made no sense to me. I was like, what? Get back to your family, Dan.
You're talking about Sabretooth.
Yeah, I was like, what? All right. So.
Did you have any personal things to say?
No, I literally, you guys have all said everything. Yeah. Like, she is so intertwined in Peter Parker / Spider-Man's life, for like that tier of character not to be in live action yet. It's going to happen. Everybody loves this character. I mean, how many times has Catwoman been in live action at this point, right? So, including her own movie. So yeah. Anyways,
talk about that movie.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm using it for an example. Please don't hate me.
And I wanna let Ken know, since he's here right now. Like, I have a 4.5 CGC of this book. I also have like 2 or 3 copies of her second appearance. I also have a couple copies of where Spidey reveals himself to her. I am hoarding. I'm not. I don't care. Even like you, Joe. I mean, you kind of maybe you put the price a little up here and you didn't accept. I'm not even. I'm hoarding them because I know, like,
Yeah.
I am not giving up. I don't care if somebody offered above. Like if Joe was selling his book for 180 and it was the same grade as mine, and said, "Yo, Chris, you know, I don't even want to buy Joe's. I know it's the same grade, but I'm going to buy yours for 220." I wouldn't do it because I am waiting on this book because that's how much I believe in this character. And I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, Ken, all around,
Yeah.
awesome buy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Do
I'm
another
certainly,
one.
despite having my mid-grade one for sale, I've got a personal collection slabbed one and 2 other slabbed ones that are not for sale.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So are we moving on to another props or flops? Because we again,
Ken
sorry,
again.
people.
Yep.
It's Ken. Okay, here we go. Let's talk. What
We
do we
got
have?
Marvel feature number 1. This is the volume 2 Red Sonja in a CBC 8.5.
Here we go. Okay,
CBC.
I got you. Here we go. So let's show it. Props or flops? Got this Marvel feature number 1, first comic book devoted entirely to Red Sonja about 6 years ago for $5 plus $10 shipping. So altogether $15. It is a CBCS 8.5 white pages. What do you think? And then I think you asked Chris, did you send it in to get graded? And Ken said
Right.
no.
Right. Okay. So I was like, oh man, okay, $5, and then you send it in to get graded. I mean, again, I don't know what CBS charged 5 years ago, a little less than right now, but I mean, if you're paying $5 for a slab, especially a Marvel feature number 1, volume 2, decently high grade, 25-cent Bronze Age book. I could easily sit here and say that's a props all day because I mean, you literally can sell it right now for like, probably about $50. Well, I mean, I got the numbers right here, so let's just look at the numbers.
I'm gonna bring that back up maybe, and you could talk over it.
Show the picture again. Did you say?
Yeah, I'll show the picture and you
Oh,
can talk.
you got it. Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my arm falls off.
All
I
right.
guess.
I mean, look, man. This book is on average selling anywhere, just depending on grade, from lower grades for $8-9 to $30 high grade books, and an 8.5, about a $50 market value. It's a CBCS. And again, it's very interesting right now with graded books because you look at 8.5s for around 50, 8.0s and 7.5s right around 40. 8.0 and 7.5, but a 7.0 is still averaging $70, but that's because they haven't had a sale this year. So, I'm looking at all these grade numbers that have had recent sales over the last 6 to 9 months, and it's really brought that average down because of what graded books are doing. It's just so interesting. I mean, I would think, that this book can easily in an 8.5, especially with the cost of slabbing these days, and considering when you're paying for a slab, you're going to pay a premium just for that this book can easily get $50 in an 8.5. But so obviously, Ken, at price point, this is the props. But I mean, hey, let's play a hypothetical. Let's say you bought the book for $30 in a CBCS 8.5. I probably would still give it a props. I mean, anywhere close to where it's selling right now is a graded book, like even up to around that $50 mark. I could give this a props because I think this is a book that, it is a number 1 issue. It is, I believe, that the first solo comic book from Marvel published with Red Sonja. And Red Sonja is a solid character. This is something that just, I mean, even with inflation, 5 to 10 years from now, this book can be worth more just because of that. Red Sonja is something that we got a little hype over a live action, but I don't know if they scrap that.
Oh no, they're
still going?
the movie is done. They have the trailer locked and loaded. They premiered the trailer at San Diego Comic-Con, but don't want to release the trailer and select a release date for the movie until the strikes are over so they can promote it better. Which makes me think
so
that
that's good to know.
It's probably a worthwhile movie.
Yeah, that's good to know too. And hey, you guys know how I feel about live action. But I mean, this is something that can at least bring a little bit of value. Of course, if you have it right now, Ken, and you're looking to sell, there's a time to flip to maximize that value when we get a trailer or whatever. And maybe there's some cool off, but I mean, you never know. If this movie could be a successful hit, it can really drive that character in the forefront of our frontal lobe to saying, I really dig Red Sonja. That next generation has Red Sonja in a movie. Hey, so, and look, when it comes to the issue with it being CBCS and it's not CGC or what's going on with the slab market, at the end of the day, even if you pay it around fair market value for what it's selling, I mean, look, what's the average in an 8.5 raw? I mean, over 30, 7.0 to 8.5, you got a 33 average with the $40 recent sale. Crack it, press it, sell it raw, and you might be able to sell it for $50. Who knows? I give this book a props.
We'd still love to hear in the comments if you guys all give that a props or flops. Joseph, your turn.
Yeah, I mean, spend $15 on a slab. In my opinion, any slab can be sold for more than $15. Someone that just wants to have a cool display piece will pay $20, $25, $30 for a slab. Especially not this is just a slab. It's a high grade. 8.5 is still high grade. Bronze Age book from Marvel. It's a #1. It has a key significance. It's not just any random old book. So yeah, for sure. With the price you paid, absolute props. And there is actually potential to go up in value here. I don't ever think this is going to be a $150, $200, may not even break $100 ever. But I do think it has potential to go up with the popularity of the character increasing due to the movie. As Collecting Dude just said, there is a new Red Sonja #1 from Dynamite. Him tooting his own horn over there, that Dynamite employee. But yeah, it's props for the price point, the fact that it's slabbed, and even a CBCS slab. Like, people want stuff to display. Collectors love to show off what they got, and if it's if someone's on a budget, they get that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's perfect.
Absolutely. I'll give it a props as well. I'm not well versed with Conan or Red Sonja, but I do know the character. I do know the significance of the book. I think $15 for that. Yeah, absolutely. So good on you, Ken. Thank you. Y'all need to keep submitting to props or flops. Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
And speaking of,
I was going to bring it. Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to say what Dr. Plaga said here. You can't submit videos to props or flops, but guys, I'm going to have to talk to you about this because this actually gave me a cool idea for a different type of submission segment.
UGC. Yeah. User-generated content. Let's do it. Absolutely. Content. We're going to have a powwow about this idea at the end of the show, and we're going to present it to everybody in that way.
Sounds good.
Absolutely. So yeah, once again, guys, please keep those submissions coming. Props or flops. Upload any comic to Instagram. I cannot reiterate enough. Yes, use the hashtag props or flops, but please tag Comic Book Canon, tag Journos Comics, tag 360 so we know it's there because these hashtags are driving us crazy. Sorry. Tell us why this book interests you in an investment, from an investment standpoint, and we'll break it down live on our show. Actually, Chris breaks it down. Like, nobody does it better than him. So right there, props or flops. Here we go, guys. We kind of messed up here. We should have done a Chet sandwich here, guys, because we have 2 Chet segments, and he's really antsy to get them out there. So we have Chet's Back Deck Comic Fest review.
He was
That
not.
Joe-
I'm
okay,
telling
okay.
you, he was not here.
Okay, Joe. First off, tell us how Backyard Deck Comic Fest went this past yesterday. Jeez, how it went yesterday. Everybody, Joe did not know that Chet was stopping by to review the event, but go ahead, Joe. Tell us how it went.
It was great. I will say we decided to make it a little bit earlier this time. Usually the past we've done from 12 to 2. 10 to 2. 4-hour block from 10 to 2. We decided to go 8 to noon due to the heat. Late August in Pennsylvania, it gets pretty hot. That ended up being not the best idea. I think it deterred a lot of people from coming, it being that early on a Saturday morning. So we're going to go back to 10 to 2. And it turned out it wasn't even really that hot, even, around, noon and early afternoon. But we still had a great turnout. We still sold a crap ton of books. Like some big ones went. Like I sold a ton of dollar books. One guy bought 2 long boxes of dollar books from me. Another guy bought a slab for almost $1,000 from Paul Bond. And
Wow.
we had great turnout, really fun hangs. One guy, the first guy to show up there, a guy named Brian, local guy, he showed up before we opened, waited outside the gate, and was there almost until the end. He left. He might have left at like quarter of noon, but he was there for a solid 4 hours. We had a great time. Sold a lot of stuff. Ate some food. Hung out. And we'll be back in late October or early November. I gotta figure out a date around the rest of the cons this year, and figure out when we can do the last one of the year. And I plan to have a big chunk of my inventory be 50% off at that one. So you're not going to miss that one if you do live close enough to get here.
All right. Well, with that being said, as you know, you did not know Chet was there reviewing. He's like a food critic walking to a restaurant incognito. So
the dude followed me to my vacation house. So
he did. And you didn't. Well, you found out about that, I think, live on the air. All right, here we are. Chet's review of Back Deck Comic Fest.
Greetings from the front lines of Joe's Back Deck Comic Fest, where every comic connoisseur and their sidekick have gathered for, whatever this is. And yes, I've taken some extreme measures to avoid recognition, because, heaven forbid, someone might actually realize I'm here.
Hey, it's Chet from Comic Book Cannon.
Now, let's explore the vast and unpredictable world of backyard comic conventions. Who knows what hidden treasures or disasters await us inside? And here we have the pinnacle of architectural brilliance. The entrance to Joe's Backyard Comic Fest, folks. A door that could withstand a gentle breeze, I'm sure. Where are your parents, kid? Well, here we are amidst the vendors and comics. Stop. Holy comic book covers? Are those free donuts? From comics that may have seen better days to, well, more comics. It's a collector's scene, all right? But hey, it's all part of the comic convention experience, right?
Hey, how's it going, man? You look familiar. Have we met before?
No, we definitely haven't met before. And just to be clear, I'm not associated with the world's most popular comic book show, Comic Book Canon.
Looks like that you on the wall right there.
Just a fellow comic enthusiast enjoying the fest. Seems like my undercover operation is going off without a hitch. Who'd have thought that a master of disguise like me would blend in so seamlessly? That's a wrap, folks, for the Back Deck Comic Fest here at Joe's. It's been a unique adventure, to say the least. From the quirky entrance to the curious collectibles and, of course, those tempting free donuts. Hey, it's all part of the comic conspirit, right? Although, between you and me, I have a feeling I could have put on an event that's leaps and bounds better. Until next time, fellow comic enthusiasts, keep the pages turning, and who knows, maybe one day you'll attend a Chet G-Pod event that truly delivers.
I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was actually a decent review. He gave you a decent review. The problem is he always has to one-up everybody, say, I can throw a better event.
I can't believe that disguise fooled me. Because looking back, wow, he even got Pope too.
He got Pope. He flat out told him he doesn't know him. I mean, Chris, you better watch out. He may be coming to your neck of the woods.
Whew.
He may be moving in, and you'd have no idea.
I ain't one to sneak up on.
Especially Chet. All right, so with that being said, we're going to give you a double dose of Chet because he does have his new comic book day picks of the week. Let's just get into that before we get into our last segment of the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves for this week's comic masterpieces, or so we hope. First on the list is Action Comics presents Doomsday Special Number 1. Doomsday has redecorated Hell's throne room, and it's up to Supergirl and Martian Manhunter to put a stop to his redecorating spree. And, don't miss the tantalizing clue to the next big Superman event. Because, we can't get enough of those. Next in the Incredible Hulk number 3, Hulk faces undead horror because, well, why not? He investigates something weird in an abandoned mining town and stumbles upon a monster so colossal, it's using townsfolk as human shields. Classic Hulk, right? Last but not least is TMNT Saturday Morning Adventures number 1. Our heroes decide to take a break from crime fighting and enjoy a lovely day at a theme park. But, of course, things take a sinister turn because who wants a peaceful, fun day anyway? So there you have it, my fellow comic connoisseurs. A trio of tales that will surely leave us questioning the sanity of superhero logic. Stay tuned for my expert commentary on everything comic books. Chet out.
Chet out indeed. All right. Thank you so much, Chet. You are a wonderful correspondent, not a co-host. Just want to make follow up on the Back Deck Comic Fest. Must have been the shades. That's why you didn't recognize him. Pope thought he thought he smelled grape soda. Caleb didn't recognize him either. So yeah, absolutely. You gotta always be on. He's one step ahead of everybody. Obviously, collecting Broken Deck Comic Fest. We were wondering if that was Chet related or not. I don't think it was Chet related. Was it?
No, I don't think so.
Joe almost had an insurance issue on his hands. All right. Moving on, everybody. It's your favorite segment we do each and every week. I just can't remember the name, and I always ask one or two of you. I don't ask both of you ever. Can you guys remind me what this segment is? It is what? We
I don't smell too fresh today. Sorry, guys.
Oh, I'm
just kidding. I gotta say, because I haven't been as present for the segment. And by the way, I am super fresh always, guys. So
I was worried when you smelled your armpit just now, but good.
I was just trying to give.
I know.
But look at this, guys. I am today really super fresh from the comic shop.
Fly from the press and salon. That's right. We ask you each and every week, the audience, to provide your fresh gets, and you never disappoint. That's right. Fresh gets can be 2 days old. They can be 200 years old, but that's probably not going to happen. As long as they're fresh from your collection, we want to see them. Not only that, just by submitting, you're entering to possibly win an amazing prize each and every month, sponsored by EGS Comics and Spider Dude Comics. That's right. Month of August. Everybody's fresh gets this week will go towards September, but we have this wonderful, amazing book, Darth Vader, Black, White, and Red. Look at that beautiful 9.8. Look at the customizing label, which is so amazing with EGS. That's right, EGS for your slabbing needs. They provide let me just pull it up. I'm speaking again faster than I'm thinking. EGS Comics, save 5% off your order using the code Canon5. Optional custom labels, free graders notes, fast turnaround times. Again, we don't put products on here or companies on here that we do not believe in. EGS, I'm telling you, they have their own slab. It feels good in the hands. The three of us have said it actually feels better than CGC and CBCS. So go for it. Follow them. The links are down below. And Spider Dude provides the book. Please follow Spider Dude YoungComics.com. Get some great deals on those books. Thank you to both of those companies and friends. We really, truly appreciate being able to do this amazing segment with you each and every week. Now, before we get into the Fresh Gets, we have to let you know there's 3 criteria that we do decide upon for these books. That's presentation. How well composed is the shot? How have it attached to the book? What is the book? Have fun with it. Person who does a really good job of that is Raising Elm Comics, aka Justin. Happy birthday, Justin. Next is unique. A unique book. We're gonna go round robin style. Joe, what's a unique book?
A unique book is something we may never have seen before. Mark Leneker does a great job of providing us with these books on a regular basis, a lot of Golden Age stuff, obscure titles and things like that. We've had sketch covers and things like that, things that are one of a kind or just lesser known. Everyone knows their ASM 300s. Everyone knows their Batman Adventure 12s. You might not know Flippity and Dippity number 86. That's a really good one. Don't miss out on that.
Love me some Flippity Dippity.
Yeah.
That was outstanding. That was really well done. Again, we do make this point that unique does not mean expensive either. So keep that in mind.
Oh, it
and
doesn't
finally,
necessarily mean $30,000.
We always, you know what? I'm so glad you listened to me. And Christopher, tell us about story. What does that mean to us? Why do we use that as a criteria?
Like the time that I was at the grocery store with my mom, and I was sitting in the cart and saw the Ninja Turtle book on the shelf. And
true story.
My mom put it in the cart for me, and that was the first comic book I ever got. So if you got stories like that, share it because that matters.
You want to pull at our heart. I look like I'm stabbing my heart. No, pull at our heartstrings. Pull at our heartstrings. That's right. All right. The 3 of us each have 3 books. We're going to get into your books first, though. Guys, the first one. Did somebody raise your hand? Joe, I thought you raised your hand. Thought you went like this.
I didn't raise my hand. I just pointed. As in you. You said you're looking at your books first.
Guys, do I look like I know what I'm doing even more than I know what I'm doing when I have a pen in my hand?
Yes. Always.
Thank you, guys.
What about a Magnum Sharpie?
Listen, it's not a competition, man. All right, moving on. I'm enjoying this series here, by the way. I know Chris and I are huge Spider-Man fans. Joe is a Nightcrawler fan. Which again, we're not judging. We're just saying that we're cooler. But right here, Nukes Comics, right here, fresh from the comic shop, Amazing Spider-Man number 3. Spidey has been abducted by Tombstone, and escape seems impossible as he torments the Spider-Man. We learn of Tombstone's past. Will he show mercy on our friendly neighborhood wall crawler, or is this the end of the line for Spidey? I picked this up from DBS, art by John Romita Jr., words by Wells. Good stuff indeed. I'm enjoying this series. I'm not completely caught up. I'm probably, I don't know. I think issue 17 is where I'm at, and I think they're up to 30 something. But I'm enjoying.
30.
Chris is invisible.
Oh, what?
How did he do that? That's amazing. Anyways, I do like. Again, when I was younger, I did not like John Romita Jr.'s art. I do enjoy his art right now. No, you don't, Joe?
I'm not a fan. I enjoy his older stuff, and I don't enjoy the stuff he does now.
What do we have, Chris?
I had to bring some cookies for the
Mr. Beast cookies.
By the way, back in the day when we were first doing the show, I do want to bring up the fact that I don't remember what segment it was, but Chris had a 45-second window where he would rush, go pee, and come back, and it was like he never left. It was absolutely incredible. We don't do that anymore because he monitors how much his liquid intake, but it was incredible. All right, moving on. Speaking of incredible, Mark Leneker, as we said, look at this right here. Mark Leneker always dishes it out too. Like the nuggets of information are spectacular. Betty and Veronica, 127 from 1998. Not only is this a Dan DeCarlo bikini cover with a print run of less than 5,000 and a newsstand copy at that, but it's a drug innuendo cover with a subtlety of a grenade and a pile of horse manure. I just destroyed that. Yeah. As you can see, she mentions weed when what's-her-face is throwing up the flower there. So really like that right there. Again, Mark Leneker dropping the knowledge. Christopher, your fresh get. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been a while, so we need it now. We're jonesing.
Okay.
What's in those cookies?
Man.
Ooh.
All right. I'm gonna do this one. So big shout out to part sponsor of the segment, Spider Dude Comics, because this book I'm showing off came from them. So an awesome Bronze Age book right here. This is Tomb of Dracula number 12. It's the second appearance of Blade. Decent condition. Very affordable for my pocketbook. We'll send that in a press, but I don't have the first appearance of Blade. So getting the second appearance was really, really awesome. So big shout out to Spider Dude Comics. Do want to let you guys know too, with our two sponsors, we have the Canon 5 code to save money if you go through getting some slabs from EGS, but also you guys can use Journos10 is a code to get 10% off of SpiderDudeComics.com as well. But yeah, man, awesome grab. I have one other book too. My next book is going to be from them as well. So
Yes, we should have that as a graphic. You should have mentioned that earlier. But 10% off is not a bad deal, by the way. Moving on, we have who do we have? We have the birthday boy raising Elm Comics. Did I have to get that correct? Yeah, okay, I did. Howdy, comic fan. I went to a local convention recently, the first one post-pandemic, and met an awesome local comic shop owner at one of the booths. We managed to work out a trade between my mid-grade copy of Star Wars issue 2 and his mid-grade newsstand copy of Star Wars issue 81. It has a few spine ticks and some creases, but it still presents beautifully. Of all the covers in the Volume 1 run, this particular cover is one of my favorites because the cover artist, Ron Frenz, was so detailed in making this art true to the source material, obviously the movies. In this issue, we see Boba Fett escape the Sarlacc pit by getting yanked out by the sand, yanked out of the sand by the Jawas. Quite similar to how I was yanked out of the womb by doctors almost 4 decades ago. A little birthday humor. Also, my wonderful wife, Randy, at Randy Irene 83, has some super secret gift for me that has me both curious and excited. Have a great weekend, everyone. Much love, comic fam. Justin, what is his wife is getting him a custom lightsaber.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Happy birthday, Justin. You do not look a day old over 48. Just kidding. 21.
It was Collecting Dude's birthday last week, and I know he used some of his birthday money to get his 17th and 18th lightsaber.
Are you kidding me?
He wants to own every character's lightsaber, like authentic ones, like the nice
awesome.
ones.
Yep.
And he has currently up to 18 right now in his collection.
That Alex, you are an incredible human being. We should move in together. Moving on. Who do we have? We got Goonish Lurker, who is just back, I think. He left and now he's back. Make up your mind, please. But Goonish Lurker, we love you either way. Goonish Lurker loves the indies. Before I got COVID this week, by the way, hopefully it's been a speedy recovery. Before I got COVID this week, I was a merchant at MutinyCon 3 this past weekend. I wasn't able to buy from all the creators, but I was able to pick up these awesome covers for Immortals issues 5 and 6 by the creator Sean Lewis. I saw him at Free Comic Book Day earlier this year, and he gave me issue number 1 for free, so I knew I had to return the favor. This title was just picked up by Marcosia Publishing, an independent publisher out of the UK. Glad to support these artists and creators on their journey. Hope you all enjoy. We definitely enjoy. Thank you so much for submitting, and we hope you feel better as well. Joseph, your turn. First fresh get of the week. What do you got?
Okay. So some of you may have seen I posted a pretty sick book that just walked into my backyard. Right in the middle of the day yesterday, an older gentleman walked in with a tote bag and said, "Hey, I saw your advertisement on Facebook, the local Facebook group for the sale, and I figured you probably buy comics too." And I was like, "I do." And he said, "Okay, yeah, these were mine and my brother's when we were kids. We just moved him to a retirement home. We don't want these anymore. What will you give me?" And I was like, "Oh, let me take a look." And I'm looking through. lots of like Classics Illustrated and stuff, but there was a Justice League #1 in there, and I already posted that picture. I ended up giving him twice as much as he was asking for, and still got a great deal. But this book really stood out to me because the cover is just so freaking cool. It's actually a Murphy Anderson cover, who was a Golden Age Batman artist. But this is Strange Adventures
great.
number 150. And it's the attack of the oil demons, who's this like obviously this monster that comes out of this oil well.
Looks like
but
Venom.
that's exactly what I thought of. It reminds me of Venom, like the consistency of oil versus the the symbiote goo. I thought that this was so cool, and I wonder if maybe Venom or just the symbiote in general may have actually been like derived from this, may have been at least inspired by this, because it looks that similar.
Wow.
Yeah, but I thought this was really cool. Just interesting sci-fi book from the very early Silver Age. This would have been 59 or 60.
That's a very cool cover.
Yeah,
And
that before, yeah.
how cool would it be if they did an homage of that for like some Venom issue? You know what I mean?
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Amazing, amazing. All right, moving on. We have Union Josh Comics. This is a great cover right here. Where are you, Union Josh? Well, here we go for Fresh from the Comic Shop and Silver Age Saturday. Aquaman Volume 1, issue number 42, the second appearance of Black Manta. An iconic artwork by Jim Aparo. Aquaman has never been a character I enjoyed. However, his villains were always awesome looking. Black Manta was a fascinating character, and so was Ocean Master. Both appeared in the movie, but who cares? My collection is really moving from picking up any key to books that I think look dope. Jim Aparo's artwork here might be my favorite comic book cover I've seen. The stark contrast between the water and almost volcanic writing in the cliffs. Honestly, thinking about getting a graded copy to put on my wall. Overall, a book that has definitely seen better days, but a Silver Age book with the best artwork I've ever seen. What more could you want for your collection? Share your stories. What's a book you found unexpectedly but became one of your favorites? That's a call to action on his Instagram. This is a very, very cool cover. Jim Aparo is a great artist. I'm all about.
Is that Jim Aparo? I thought when that first came up, I thought that was a Nick Cardy cover.
He says Jim Aparo. I didn't know Jim Aparo was around that early, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that might be a Nick Cardy cover.
Okay, so
I'm gonna
we can look it up. Yeah, Aquaman Volume 1, issue 42. So we'll look that up and get back. But either way, it's a great cover. Black Manta does look pretty awesome. Moving on, we got Son of Comics right here. Clayton Crane, Silver Surfer Black 3D lenticular poster, limited to 75, and Silver Surfer Black #1. Clayton Crane Virgin variant from 2019. I'm adding this super dope and limited Clayton Crane. Saying that name many times is not easy. Clayton Crane lenticular poster to the PC because I think that it goes great with the comic book. Enjoy the drop. That is a really cool setup right there. And I mean, Clayton Crane is definitely talented. I think there are some issues with Clayton Crane in terms of his morals, I think, or something like that.
Yeah,
but
he just steals people's wives. It's fine.
It's something, yeah, that's not really our business. And if you want to support his work and all that stuff, go for it. If you don't,
sure.
That's okay too.
By the way, I looked it up. That is a Nick Cardy cover.
Okay, Nick. Okay, I was wondering if Aparo was around that early, but it's a great cover.
I think he would have been a child at that point.
Who? Oh, Aparo.
Aparo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a teenager, probably.
Yeah.
Unless he's older than I think he is. But yeah, I looked it up. It's a classic Nick Cardy cover.
Well, that's what you get here, everybody. You do not pay extra at Comic Book Canon because we do the research for you.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. It's my turn. I'm going to go Fresh Gets of the Week. I actually went to my local comic shop. Oh, yeah, Comics in Harrison, New York. Great shop. Ask for Mark. I got Moon Knight City of the Dead. This is cover A. I really, really like it. It's got the Scarlet Scarab right there. Obviously from the MCU show. You know what's really cool about this month's books, though? Is the
Ramita.
The Ramita in the top. How cool is that? So I just wanted to point that out. But it's a very cool cover too, by the way. I'm loving the new Moon Knight, kind of how they're kind of like morphing into like this, adding this black and stuff so the white really pops. But yeah, that's my first fresh get of the week. Moving along.
Are you reading that yet? Did you read issues?
I haven't read it yet. I have the first issue as well. I have number 25 as well. I'm so behind on books. So behind on books. But it's not about me, guys. It's about all you all. And we're gonna hit up Jordan Norrie. Do you guys know? Are you familiar with Jordan Norrie?
Who's that guy?
I know him.
Like, he likes his Thunderbolts. He likes his Thunderbolts. Over 2 years ago, I started watching a fun show with my son on YouTube called Comic Book Cannon. That's us, everybody. That's us. Please like and subscribe. Please. Thanks. Where you can get the latest comic news, even get to show off your personal books. Since then, I've had the honor of becoming friends with many members of the community, and I'm grateful for that. My first ever submission was a raw copy of Inhumans number 5, which is the Alina Belova's first appearance. 2 years later, I've been lucky enough to get a 9.8 copy to add to my collection. Yelena is an interesting character, and Florence Pugh plays this role perfectly in the MCU. It has been a fun 2 years with Comic Book Cannon show, and I look forward to many more with such a great group of people who support it. Take care, everyone. Honestly, okay, all jokes aside, we truly appreciate that shout-out. We truly appreciate you, all the audience. Obviously, you too, Jordan. Again, we love doing this. So thanks for the props. Thanks for getting our name out there. It's important. Because we like hanging out with you all. Who do we have next? Christopher, your second fresh get of the week. What do you got?
All right, guys. Second book from Spider-Do Comics. SpiderDoComics.com.
Link is down below.
Yeah. Grail Run book, one more down, only like 20 something to go.
Here we go.
Amazing Spider-Man number 28, first appearance of Molten Man.
Yeah.
That cover is awesome.
Yeah, somebody said, is this like the first ever negative space cover? I'm like, hey man.
I mean, like I think we brought that up. I don't. We have to look that up. But that thing is so awesome. That is so awesome.
Yeah, what's really cool is I have the Marvel Tales reprint right here too.
Look at that. It's just the opposite, huh?
It's opposite. It's reverse. So
Oh,
that's pretty
So cool.
But yeah,
Very cool.
I'm so excited. I just one book at a time. 96 is the highest I'm missing, and then down from there. Most of them are like under 50, and 20 something more to go. I can't wait.
There we go. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Good pickup right there. Glad you got it again. Keeping it rolling. Who do we have next? Oh, we have Comic Toby. Here we go. Hi guys. This is my newest collection of Walt Disney 100-year-old birthday comics, fresh from the comic shop. Question: who is your favorite character from the cartoon? Leave it in the comments. Hopefully people did, but let's answer that right now. My favorite character. It's got to be Disney character, like, under the mouse. This is tough. I've never really thought about this.
Huh.
Can I just say my favorite movie? No, I guess it doesn't count. It's got to be like the Mickey Mouse crew, huh? Petey. That guy's a dick, but he's funny.
Oh, we're just talking about like Mickey and Friends?
Yeah, I think so, because those covers are just like Mickey Mouse, right?
Yeah.
Like Mickey, Goofy,
Exactly.
Donald.
Yep. That's all it is there.
I got mine.
Like Justin said Mulan, but that's not what we're looking for here.
Mine is Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Let's get down to business. Sorry.
Don't know what that is.
That's the Mulan song.
But Mulan doesn't count.
I
Yeah,
know,
'cause
but
it's a
someone
princess.
said Mulan. You just have to break
yeah,
into the song.
So you're
Be
talking.
a man.
You have
Like-
to pick one.
Oh,
Well, for me, it's the nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
they're one. They're one unit.
I can't. Yeah, I can't just pick one.
They're a unit. Yeah.
They're yeah, exactly.
All right, Joe, who do you got?
Oh, I gotta go with the Goof Man himself.
All right, there we go. All right,
Yeah.
shows all of our personalities. I'm the dick.
Goof Troop.
They're, Joe's a goofball, and Chris is
Cocktails. Woo.
Chris is just young and innocent, I guess. I guess that's what it is. Anyways, moving on. We have
Like a hurricane here.
We-
Duck.
Pope at Chili Town. This one's good. Fresh from the comic shop with a very cool find, a group of small press horror comics from Collection I picked up this weekend. Very timely indeed. If you ask me, pumpkin emoji, pumpkin emoji, pumpkin emoji, knife emoji, knife emoji, knife emoji. All first prints. Halloween #1. First Mike Myers. Jason Goes to Hell full mini and Satan's 6 #4. Tied for first. Jason Army of Darkness full mini. First Ash 30 Days a Night full mini. Johnny the Homicidal Maniac #3. This is outstanding. Like to the point where this is outstanding to the point where I'm suspect because Mike does not have this talent here, guys.
Mike's house is well curated, well decorated. I've been
Okay.
I've been allowed to be in the Pope's lair, aka the Vatican.
Pope's Lair. I love it. I love it. It's very good though. It is very, very good. All right. Who's next? Joe, your second fresh get of the week. We got to jam through these because we have one more submission.
Yeah, so someone else showed up to Back Comic Fest with a box, and this is actually a guy I know vaguely. Actually, no, I'm friends with his nephew, and I knew that he collected comics. We've spoken before about it, and he showed up with a box and said, "I'd like to donate this box. Anyone who takes books out, I just want you to donate to Hawaii. What's going on in Hawaii
Oh, that's
now.
awesome.
They're having a bunch of fires, right? Fires, and they're struggling because
It's bad.
they're really run on a lot of tourism, a lot of things like that, and it really disrupts their entire economy, which obviously has a greater impact on the U.S. economy and stuff. So look into that. Donate. Recommend you all do it. So I took a look in this box and I found a book that I really, really wanted in this box. So I made a nice donation to the Hawaii Community Fund, and this is the book that that I took out for myself here. This is What If #105.
Oh, look at you!
It is the first appearance of Spider Girl Mayday Parker, and it is a newsstand.
Woo!
And this book came out in '99, maybe 2000. So a newsstand of this one is much, much harder to find. Certainly less than 5% of the print run. Maybe even closer to like 2%. But this was very cool find. I have one already, but now I have a newsstand too. So I don't know.
Good work, man.
Great book.
Good work. Yeah, and I will say it is very easy to donate. Like places like my bank, when I went to just go get money from the ATM, they asked if you want to donate. It's trusted right there, Red Cross, etc. So they've been kind of decimated. It's insane. So whatever y'all can do, but that's a good way to work. That person coming there doing that. I've got a little goosebumps here. I don't know if you can see that. So. All right, moving on. We have our final submission of the week. We got Comic Hunter 73, fresh from the comic shop, for Union Josh Comics. I'm not sure why he posts for Union Josh, but that's okay. Ice Cream Man was the first book I got into when I started collecting again. Issue 36 dropped this week, and I'm still buying. It's been great and awful and all points in between, but it's still on my pull list. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. Comic Hunter 73. My second fresh get of the week. We're going to go through these real quick and get to our thirds. Guys, I love this series. I haven't read this issue yet, but Void Rivals, it's fun. It's really good. I highly recommend it. Again, I'm not caught up on my comic books, but I keep up with relatively speaking, not the day it comes out, but I keep up with this series. I do enjoy it. It's Void Rivals 3. So before we get into our third fresh gets of the week, we have a decision to make, so let's all keep that in mind.
Yep.
Keep it in the mind. Christopher, your third fresh get of the week. What do you got?
All right, so very interesting. I bought this book off of a Whatnot. I'm pretty sure it was on Whatnot. It was like really low grade. I never had it before. It's a run. I collect runs. It's one of my runs that I hope to have completed one day soon. This is like maybe a little over a year ago or something, right? And then I recently picked up a collection that had this book in it, and it was a nice high grade. near mint range. And then I went through this random box from a collection. It had a couple stuff from a couple collections I had recently bought over the last couple of months. And there was another copy in there. And I'm like,
Ooh.
did I forget about this? So I am hoping somebody wants to buy one, but I'm keeping the most. Funny thing is I can't find the low grade issue that I bought, but this book is like 9.8 potential. Star Wars 41.
Wow.
First appearance of Yoda in cameo. But yeah, I mean this book is like flawless. I'm gonna give it a press, an attack iron press, and probably send it in. The other one is probably more around a near mint minus. This one's possibly could be a 9.8, and I'm keeping this bad boy. So
That's outstanding.
Yep, awesome book to have. Super, super crispy.
That is a great book. Good work on that. I do want to remind everybody, I forgot, this is my fault again. I didn't give Chris the link, but I also didn't mention who won the semifinals and who the finals are going to be. So I'm going to mention that after we get through our last books of the week, before we announce our semifinalists for our first semifinalists for September. Joseph, your third fresh get of the week. What do you have for our lovely audience?
Yeah, so this was a Facebook Marketplace find. A woman had posted, hey, I'm moving. My husband wants to sell all his comics. And in those situations, sometimes they're scams. So always watch out for those. But, people posting for someone else. This one wasn't. And I ended up going over and buying all this guy's comics. Basically, I kind of gave him his asking price because I thought it was fair. He had tried to sell to a comic store. They had really lowballed him, and he was just like, if I'm getting more than that, I'll be happy. I bought his stuff. It was mostly 90s bulk, but there were a couple good things in there, including this, which is something that I've never found before. I have found every other printing of this book, but I've never found the final printing, the 9th printing. This is the Killing Joke with the red lettering. The Killing Joke, all the different printings. There's the green is the first printing. That's the one you usually want. There's yellow, orange, pink, and then this one, the red. This is the last printing. This is the only one that is more expensive than the first printing because it was a very low print run for the final time. And like I said, never found one of these out in the wild before, but there was one in this collection. And this is one of those books that I'm like, man, I have this. Do I want to keep it? Because I probably won't find another one. Or is this something that I want to sell to get something that I want more for my collection? I don't know. It's going to be up in the air, but I'll decide on that soon.
That's a nice looking book. Alex says there's 14 printings. Mark says that there's 14 printings of the book. I thought the 9th was the last one. Maybe I'm wrong. Is the 9th just the rarest? Maybe the 9th is just the rarest one. Maybe that's what I'm misremembering.
That's crazy. 14 printings.
Yeah, I know, man. It's a classic. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah. Listen, Dr. Plagueis, it's fine if don't get into an accident here traveling back home, and it's okay if you lost service. We're just happy that you're here. And Caleb Leland gives it a props, by the way. Counting the hardcovers, 14 is correct. All right, we'll get. Okay. All right, my third fresh get of the week. Again, Oh Yeah Comics, Harrison, New York. I love that place. I don't know. I saw this today. I was like, I really want to pick this up because Joelle Jones killed this right here. She just crushed it. This is the only thing I liked from this whole event or whatever the hell it was. Future State was Yara Flor, Wonder Woman. This is the second printing. I got this for $5. I don't really know if it's a smaller print run or what have you, but look at this cover. Joelle Jones, who wrote it as well.
Yep.
This character was very interesting. I really liked what she was bringing to the table. Who knows if there's a future? She was supposed to have a show that got canceled because, DC, or WB DC,
Yeah.
obviously. But she's
Okay.
I really like that character, so I just picked that up.
I like it too.
What's that?
I was
I'm
just gonna
sorry.
say, I'm with you, man, and I read it. I love the story. Her writing
Oh,
and art
incredible.
with that character, I
Yeah.
thought it was. It's like it makes no sense. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense to the decisions. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, the only sense we can make of it is WB. That's all we can say. So, and as promised, because again, I messed up. The semifinals was decided today, where we had C to the G over Bobzilla, 56% to 44%. C to the G will be going against Comic Demon. We'll have that up probably tomorrow, maybe tonight. I don't know. It depends. We'll see how this night goes. But yeah, so congratulations, C to the G. We did see you in the chat. Hopefully you're still there. By the way, before we make our semifinal decision, please like and subscribe to the channel. We enjoy your company quite a bit. All right, guys. So I have two in my head that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
One of
I
them
have
is just
one.
one of them is not eligible out of the two that I have.
Which one's not eligible?
I really like. I just want to give a shout to Union Josh, because Union Josh has one.
Oh yeah.
I think we still have to ship that book to the UK. By the way, we have to figure that out. But I love the cover. I absolutely love the cover.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then I have a second one, which I feel like we're on the same page. Chris has one. Joe, how many do you have?
I have one that's just above and beyond.
Yep.
All right. So how do we want to do this? How do we want to run
You're
it?
gonna all say it on 3.
On 3.
Yeah, I guess let's all say it on 3. We're going 3, 2, 1, then say it, because we've had problems with this before.
3, 2, 1 words. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Oops. Silly Town. We didn't do it at the same time. That was terrible.
You said 3, 2, 1 words.
I was counting down, and then you started counting down in the middle of me counting down. There's no delay on our part. This shouldn't happen.
This
Did
is
we all
this
say
is why I
Silly
said
Town,
Scooby Doo,
though?
because I knew it
Yeah.
was just going to be a mess, anyways.
Okay.
You guys didn't even
I
notice
think we all
that.
agree to the book, though, is the important thing, right? Pope of Chili Town?
Probably
Oh,
Silly Town,
yep.
Yeah.
Hope.
Yeah, Pope. Congratulations. I hate to give it to you, Mike, but this is a really excellent submission. This is fantastic. You are moving on to the first semifinals of September. Again, just a reminder to everybody, we will have our August finals to go for the winner. It's going to be Comic Demon versus C to the G. Let's see who wins this. Darth Vader, black, white, and red custom label experience from EGS, and Spider Dude Comics. Really great. No, Pope, chill out, buddy. You did not win. Okay, you're moving on to the semifinals. Easy now. We don't decide who wins the month of September, so relax, okay, buddy. Anyways, this has been a fantastic show, Chris. With you part in the mix, it's just been, we were just jamming. It was awesome, and very happy that you're here. And I do believe you'll be back next week. We can't promise right now, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's any. You know how life is.
That's exactly it. All of us deal with that stuff. You know, again, I think we had to cancel last week. Was that what it was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
one might say that life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg.
Bum, bum,
That's
bum,
right.
bum, bum.
Really good. That was very well done, by the way. I hope Comic Toby is happy that we've given him the props on the Disney. But yeah, again, we'll be back next week. It is Labor Day weekend, you know, the unofficial close of summer, but we will be here. Hopefully you all will be too, but we understand you guys all have you know, time with family, which is way more important than Comic Book Canon, the most popular comic book show in the world, by the way. Ever, with 23 million people watching right now at the end of the show. So we're very happy. And again, I'm going to say this. I don't say it every episode, but I feel like I should, that time is our most valuable commodity, and we truly appreciate the time that we spend with you all. Chris, we are setting you up for some parting words for the show, because you were with us for like 87% of the show because I didn't give you the link. Go.
Yeah, no, happy to be here. For almost the whole show. Thank you guys that were in the IG sale. I know there wasn't many people there. Sunday. I said it even on IG. Sundays aren't the days for our sales, guys. We had to do something because we canceled on Friday. So, I want to remind everyone that look out for Journo's live sales Fridays, and we're going to be trying to bounce back and forth between Whatnot and IG. Once we keep building that up, I hope to make it on the YouTube as well. I haven't done a live show on my channel for almost 2 months now. That is blasphemous. But I will have one. I hope to have one this coming week, talking about the Marvel price increase. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. And I'm glad I got to draw some books. Again, a big shout out to Spider Dude Comics because they hooked it up. But
Spider Dude,
that's what I got. Yes,
that's something to handle, but absolutely. Again, we're super happy to have you. I want to point out, Caleb, we've had a lot of hospital time with the wife, and I'm glad to be here with my comic fam. We're here to support you as well. I think you brought this up quite a bit in the past few weeks, maybe months. We wish the best for you and your family. Thank you again for joining us. Joe, parting words for this episode.
Yeah, good to be back after a week off, and I'm glad we decided to do that because I got back from vacation on Saturday.
I was thinking that too, actually.
I needed a recoup day, and I still did a claim sale that day like an idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah, good to be back, and the dog days of summer are over. I have some. Yeah, you guys don't even know this yet, but I have some guests lined up. Working out the details on that. So we'll have that. And then we also, due to a prompt from an audience member tonight, we have another segment to talk about.
We do. So, I can't wait to hear what this is, actually.
Yeah, ADC, right?
Joe's working his brain right here.
Ooh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
it. That's all I have to say.
Well, that's good. Then my entry point was perfect. Again, thank you all for joining us on this Sunday. We will see you next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific on Labor Day weekend. And again, remember, be good to yourselves and be good to others. Peace.